Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all for the another session. Today we're going to see how the singly reinforced beam will be analyzed. That is, analysis of singly reinforced beam. Already we know that what we mean by singly reinforced beam. Okay, so the beam in which the reinforcement is provided only on the tension side. Okay, the beam in which the reinforcement or steel bars provided only at the tension zone, such beam is called as singly reinforced beam. Means reinforcement will be provided only on one side, that is at the bottom of the beam. That is called as singly reinforced beam. How this beam will be analyzed, we'll going to see. Now in this analysis, we're going to come across with the two types of problems. In exam, you may get the two types of problems. First, we're going to see type 1 problems. So what these type 1 problems, what they will going to ask and how this beam will be analyzed, we're going to see. Now, what is the given in this type 1 problems? So given data will be size of the beam, then AST, that is area of steel bars, okay, or sometimes they're going to give number of bars. So 3 numbers, 4 numbers, like that, then they're going to give the number of bars and diameter of the bar. So using number of bars and diameter of bars, you can calculate the area of steel. So directly AST will be given, or number of bars with diameter will be given, then we can calculate the AST. So that is the second thing they are going to give. Then grade of concrete and steel, like M15 grade concrete, M20 grade concrete, M25 grade concrete, like concrete grade will be given. So then grade of steel will be given. So either it is Fe 250 grade steel, Fe 500 steel, or Fe 415 grade steel. So these three grade steel, any one they are going to give in the problem. So then sometimes if they will going to give the load, if load to be calculated, so if they want to ask calculate the load on the beam, then they are going to give the span. So span of the beam will be given, then we need to calculate the load. Okay, so the given data will be size of the beam, that is width of the beam, then depth of the beam will be given, area of steel will be given, or number of bars with diameter will be given, grade of concrete and steel will be given, then if load to be calculated, then span of the beam will be given. So these are the given things. Then what they're going to ask, what we're going to find out. So in one case, you need to find out the ultimate moment or factored moment or moment of resistance, okay, or superimposed load. So either you need to calculate moment of resistance, that is mu, okay, ultimate moment, it is also called as ultimate moment, or moment of resistance, or factored moment, okay, mu will be calculated, or load they're going to ask. Sometimes they're going to ask the load. Okay, so please note that ultimate moment or factored moment is equal to 1.5 into working moment. So working moment means m. If I write capital M, it is working moment. Okay, if this capital M working moment, if it is multiplied by 1.5 factor, then it will becomes mu. Mu is ultimate moment, or factored moment. So if m is known, multiply 1.5, then it will be mu. Or sometimes in problems they are going to ask directly mu. So if you first calculate working moment m, multiply 1.5, you will get mu. Mu is called ultimate moment or factored moment. Then ultimate load or factored load, just like a moment, ultimate load or factored load is equal to 1.5 into working load. So if you multiply working load or working moment with 1.5, you are going to get the factored moment or ultimate moment or ultimate load. Okay, so now what are the steps you to be followed while analysis of this singly reinforced beam we will going to see. So steps to be followed. So what is the first step? Okay, now in the beam they are not going to mention whether it is a singly whether it is a, we have come across with the three types of sections. Okay, in the previous classes we have seen that depending upon the strain, ultimate strain reaches in concrete and steel, we're going to classify the beam section in three ways. That is, which are those? Yes, in the previous classes we have studied. Okay, so first you need to calculate the neutral axis depth, actual neutral axis depth. So first step is determine the depth of neutral axis, that is xu by d we have to calculate. Okay, the first step is using this given data we need to calculate xu by d by referring IS 456 2000. This is the code you need to be refer. Okay, I request all of you download this IS 456 2000 code book. Okay, so you go to page number 96. So in page number 96 you're going to get this formula, or in the previous class we have come across with this formula. We have derived this formula also. So please remember, this is used to find out the actual neutral axis, that is xu by d, or xu you can find out. So xu by d is equal to 0.87 Fy AST divided by 0.36 FCK B into D. So substitute all the known values here from the given data, calculate xu by d. So what are these terms? Where FCK, what is this FCK? FCK is the characteristic strength of concrete, characteristic compressive strength of concrete. So grade is given now. So with the help of grade we can write down what is FCK. If it is M15 grade, okay, M15 grade concrete, then FCK will be 15 Newton per mm square, 15 Newton per mm square. If it is M20 concrete, grade concrete, then FCK will be 20. If it is M25 grade concrete, FCK will be 25 Newton per mm square. So depending upon the grade of concrete, first note down what is FCK. Then B will be given, that is the width of the beam, then effective depth of the beam. So small d will be effective depth. Okay, small d will be effective depth. Okay, so how to calculate this effective depth? Suppose if it is not mentioned in the problem, suppose if overall depth is given, if capital D is given, then effective depth or calculated as small d is equal to overall depth capital D minus effective cover. Okay, minus effective cover. Capital D minus effective cover will give the effective depth of the beam. So then how to calculate this effective cover? Effective cover is equal to clear cover. Okay, effective cover is equal to clear cover plus half the bar diameter. Okay, whatever the clear cover it will be given in the problem, plus whatever the bar diameter they will going to give, half of that. So clear cover plus half the bar diameter will give the effective cover. So this effective cover will going to be deducted from the capital D, then we will going to get the effective depth, that is small d. Okay, small d is effective depth, capital D is overall depth. So overall depth minus effective cover will be effective depth of the beam. Okay, then you write down what is the area of steel given. So area of steel reinforcement, that is AST, or sometimes if the number of bars will be given. Okay, so how to calculate AST? AST is equal to number of bars into diameter of 1 bar or area of 1 bar. So suppose if 4 bars are given, 4 bars of 16 mm diameter. Okay, 4 bars of 16 mm diameter. Then write down here number of bars will be 4 into diameter of each bar, or area of 1 bar is how much? Pi by 4 d square. It is a round bar. Pi by 4 d square, that is diameter square. So pi by 4 into 16 square into number of bars will give the total AST. So this is the first step, important. So write down the formula, that is xu by d is equal to 0.87 Fy AST, 0.36 FCK B into D. So substitute all the values here except xu. So you can calculate the xu. Okay, so from first step we will need to calculate the xu by d or xu. Then second step, now note down the values of xu max upon d. Okay, another value xu max upon d. This is called as limiting depth of neutral axis. Okay, this is limiting depth of neutral axis. So how to calculate this limiting depth of neutral axis? Directly you can calculate or use the formula also by referring IS 456 2000 page number 70. Okay, IS 456 2000 page number 70. Right, so if you refer that page number 70, we'll get a small table like this. So 3 grades of steel. So this XU max upon D value will be depending upon grade of steel. So 250 grade steel, 415 grade steel, 500 grade steel. Okay, so for 250 grade steel, what will be the XU max upon D? It is 0.53. XU max upon D is equal to 0.53 if it is 250 grade steel. If it is 415 grade steel, it is 0.48. XU max upon D is equal to 0.48. If Fe 500 grade steel is there, then XU max upon D will be 0.46. So for 250, it is 0.53. 415, it is 0.48. And for 500, it is 0.46. So depending upon grade in problem, whatever the grade of steel is given, note down that grade of steel, then note down with reference to that grade steel what is XU max upon D, that is limiting depth of neutral axis. Here we are going to find actual depth of neutral axis. In second step we are going to find out, right, limiting depth of neutral axis. So this is a second step. Then third step will be, right now we have the two depth of neutral axis. One is actual depth of neutral axis, that is XU by D, and the second one is limiting depth of neutral axis or maximum depth of neutral axis, that is XU max upon D. Compare these two. Which is greater or which is less, we have to compare. So first condition is what? If this XU by D, actual depth of neutral axis, XU by D, if it is less than, if it is less than XU max upon D, this value, the first condition is XU by D is less than XU max upon D, then the section is under reinforced section. If XU by D is less than XU max upon D, the section will be under reinforced section. We have come across with the three sections, that is balance section, under reinforced section and over reinforced section. So to know whether the given beam section is balance section, under reinforced section or over reinforced section, we need to find out these two values, then compare these two values. If XU by D is equal to XU max upon D, both are same, then it is a balance section. If XU by D is less than XU max upon D, it is under reinforced section. So if it is confirmed that if it is under reinforced section, then follow this step. Next, calculate the moment of resistance by following equation. So use the following equation to calculate the ultimate moment of resistance, that is Mu. So Mu is equal to, again if you refer IS 456 2000 page number 96, page number 96, you can go there, right, you will get the formula, that is Mu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST small d into bracket 1 minus AST upon BD Fy upon Fck. So better you have to remember this formula. So Mu, ultimate moment or factored moment, is equal to 0.87 Fy AST D into bracket 1 minus AST upon BD into Fy upon Fck. Then this is the first condition. If it is under reinforced section, use this formula to find out ultimate moment of resistance of the beam. Second is, if this is not correct, then you check if XU by D, if this XU by D is greater than XU max upon D. If XU by D is greater than XU max upon D, then the section is over reinforced section. If this value is greater than the limiting depth of neutral axis, the section is over reinforced section, then we are not going to use this formula. We are not going to use this formula. Directly come to this second step here in this case. If XU by D is greater than XU max upon D, then the section is over reinforced section. Then calculate limiting moment of resistance. This is mu. If it is under reinforced section, it is mu. If it is over reinforced section, it is mu limit. Okay, we are not going to design the beam as over reinforced section. It is limited. It will be limited. So that is called as limiting moment of resistance. Calculate the limiting moment of resistance by using following expression. So mu limit is equal to 0.36. Okay, mu limit is equal to 0.36. Wherever xu is there, xu max you can substitute 0.36 xu max upon d into bracket 1 minus 0.42 xu max upon d into fck bd square. Or you can write mu limit is equal to, or mu maximum is equal to 0.36 okay, xu max upon d fck bd square into bracket 1 minus 0.42 xu max upon d. Okay, so already we know that what is the value of xu max upon d, and here xu max upon d already known. So directly, instead of using this equation also, still you can simplify this. Then you can use this equation by substituting xu max upon d value here. Okay, so we'll get three equations, that is mu limit is equal to 0.148 fck bd square. Directly you can use mu limit is equal to 0.148 fck bd square. That is, when you will get this equation, when you substitute xu max upon d, okay, xu max upon d, if you substitute for 250, if you substitute 0.53, xu max upon d is equal to 0.53 here, okay, then you're going to get the simplified equation as mu limit is equal to 0.148 fck bd square for 250 grade steel. That is, for 250 we're going to substitute this value. Okay, xu max upon d is equal to 0.53. If it is 415 grade steel, okay, then I am not going to substitute 0.53, that is xu max upon d. I am going to substitute 0.48 here. Okay, 0.48 here, xu max upon d 0.48 here, 0.48. Okay, then fck is known, b is known, effective depth is known. So then we are going to get mu limit 0.138 fck, 0.138 fck bd square for Fe415 grade steel. Then for Fe500 grade steel, okay, xu max upon d, you can substitute this value 0.46. Okay, so mu limit is equal to 0.133 fck bd square, that is for Fe500 grade steel. So you remember this equation or directly this simplified equations, that is mu limit is equal to 0.148 fck bd square, mu limit is equal to 0.138 fck bd square, and mu limit is equal to 0.133 fck bd square. That is for three different grades of steel. So depending upon the grade, you are going to use the either this equation or this equation. This is the condition when xu by d greater than xu max. That is, if it is a over reinforced section, then your section will be limited to limiting condition. If it is xu by d is less than xu max, directly you can use this. The problem ends here. Okay, if xu by d is greater than xu max, this step will be not used. Directly you come to here. This, okay, use any one equation depending upon the grade. Which grade is there, that equation you have to use and calculate the mu limit. So if it is under reinforced section, it is mu. If it is a over reinforced section, it is mu limit. So this is one step. Suppose even if they ask the calculate the UDL or live load, okay, the beam will be subjected to live load or UDL, that we need to calculate along with this mu. In that case, whatever mu we are going to calculate here, mu or mu limit, this is also ultimate, this is also ultimate moment. Okay, what we are going to do now, I need to calculate m now, not mu. Whatever here you are calculating, it is mu limit or mu. Okay, but how to calculate m now? Working moment. So working moment m is equal to mu divided by 1.5. In the previous case we have seen, see here, note down, in this case see, ultimate moment mu is equal to what? 1.5 into m. 1.5 into m. Now I want m. So m is equal to what? Mu divided by 1.5. So working moment of resistance only m. M is equal to mu divided by 1.5. Okay. So the maximum bending moment. Now this is a working moment of resistance. The moment of resistance given by the beam section. Now what is the bending moment coming on the beam? If it is a simply supported, okay, if it is simply supported beam subjected to UDL, okay, then maximum bending moment for simply supported beam subjected to UDL is WL square by 8. Small w is UDL. WL square by 8. Okay, so this is the bending moment coming on the beam, and this is the resistance given by the beam. Okay, equate these two. This is maximum bending moment coming on the beam, and it is the moment of resistance given by the beam. So these two must be equal. Okay, equating these two. So WL square by 8 is equal to m, working moment. So total load. So total load is equal to what? We want to calculate this small w. So w is equal to 8m divided by L square. Total load w is equal to 8m divided by L square. Now see, this total load, whatever the total load small w or UDL is there, this UDL consists of live load plus self weight of the beam or own weight of the beam. Okay, whatever the total UDL is there, right, small w, it will be combination of live load plus self weight of the beam or own weight of the beam. So if you deduct this, okay, total load, okay, in that minus this self weight, we are going to get this live load. So what is live load? Equal to total load minus self weight. So W minus self weight. Then what is self weight? How are we going to calculate self weight? Self weight of the beam is equal to, okay, self weight of the beam is equal to B into capital D. What is B? Width of the beam, and capital D is overall depth of the beam. So B into D is the cross sectional area of the beam. Okay, cross sectional area of the beam into density of RCC, because the beam will be consisting of what? Concrete will be there, steel bar will be there. So there will be material called RCC. The beam is made up of RCC. So area, that is B, width of the beam, overall depth of the beam into density of RCC, we will going to get the self weight of the beam. So then how much we are going to take density of RCC? Density of RCC, that is rho, is equal to 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, density of RCC is equal to 25 kilonewton per meter cube for RCC. If it is RCC, it is 25 kilonewton per meter cube. If it is only plain concrete, if it is a plain concrete, then density of concrete will be 24. For plain concrete, density will be 24, and for RCC, density will be 25 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay, so B is known, capital D is known, then multiply this with 25, we will going to get the self weight of the beam. Then what is the load coming on the beam? Live load in the form of UDL. So live load is equal to total load, that is whatever the load W you have calculated, this W minus self weight of the beam. Okay, weight W is this total load W minus this self weight will give total live load in the form of UDL. Okay, so once if we calculate mu or mu limit, divide this by 1.5. Divide this value mu or mu limit by 1.5, you will going to get m. Then if it is a simply supported beam subjected to UDL, bending moment will be small WL square by 8. Okay, equate these two. Okay, then calculate small w first. Okay, if you want only live load excluding self weight, then self weight will be calculated like this. So total load minus self weight will be the required live load in the form of UDL. So this is what the first type of problems. Okay, first type problems, given data will be size of the beam, that is B and D, then area of steel will be given, grade of concrete and steel will be given, and we need to calculate the moment of resistance M or MU, MU or MU limit depending upon the section. Then sometimes they will going to ask the calculate load also. Okay, so we need to calculate the load. So remember the steps. First calculate XU by D, that is actual depth of neutral axis. Then second step, calculate XU max upon D depending upon the grade of steel. Then compare section XU by D and XU max upon D. Confirm that whether it is under reinforced section or over reinforced section. Then depending upon the condition, you need to calculate MU or MU limit. If load is asked, then further step will be divide these values by 1.5, get M value, then equate this M to maximum bending moment and calculate the load. So this is what the type 1 problems. So in the next session or in the next class, we're going to solve the problems on this. So but before that, you need to go through this IS 456 2000 code book. So please note that IS 456 2000. Okay. So thank you very much for attending this session. Okay, we'll come up with some problems in the next session. So thank you.